Howdy everyone, Pocher here with an Age of Magic video, and in today's video we're jumping into a hero spotlight and we are covering Thane'Arg, the Orc boss, the final character to be released for the Orcs completing the faction. As usual, we'll go over his stats, his abilities, and his animations. We'll jump into the arena, have a bit of a play test with him and talk about how you could use this character, where he could be used, and to be honest, if he's any good. He is a legendary hero, so hopefully he does the work of the title. Simple as that. So let's jump into it. Hit points, 9.7 million. Fully maxed out Arcane Stars equipment level. All max. Speed, 227. Armor, 120k. Magic damage resistance, 137k. Basic damage, 944k. Critical hit chance, 40%. And critical damage, 1.8 million. The more in-depth stats are here. Feel free to pause it and have a look at anything you want. There we go. Took a while to get up, but there you go. Feel free to pause it and take any information you need. It is there for you to use how you see fit. Beautiful. Right, let's head over to the arena and start checking out what this guy is capable of. Jumping into the arena, we have Thane'Arg's basic attack, Mighty Axe, triggers the boss class mark, deals damage to one target. When attacking a target under Scorching Terror, it has a 50% chance to reduce the timer of his skills by 1. There's a text error in this next part. I'll read it how it's meant to be said. Has a 20% chance for each orc in the squad to increase his own initiative by 20%, not theirs. So he only increases his initiative based on the number of orcs you have on your squad. So we'll go ahead and look at the animation on the enemy lion go. He jumps across, smacks the orc. Not the orc, the renegade. And does a bit of damage. So nice ability, nice basic ability, chance of reducing his skill timers, and there is the boost in his own initiative. So yeah, pretty nice basic attack. Moving on to Thane'Arg's first special, we have Chieftain's Hatchet, triggers the boss class mark, removes the following buffs from all enemies: limiting damage taken by maximum HP %, increasing dodging chance by 100%. For each buff removed, the skill's damage is increased by 70%. Deals damage to all enemies. Has a 20% chance per each living orc in the squad to cast a Mockery debuff on enemies, forcing them to only attack Thane'Arg for 2 turns. Has a 20% chance per each living orc in the squad to cast Scorching Terror on the enemies. So, fairly decent ability, just going off what it says. Alright, so removes the buffs from all enemies, limiting damage taken by maximum HP percentage. So Irizit, for example, it does a buff that reduces damage to a maximum of 5 or 10%, depending on the faction you are part of. And then obviously increasing dodging chance by 100% is Belladonna. Those are the two main ones that stand out anyway. So he is wiping those buffs off the board, and then for each buff removed, his damage is increased by 70%. Then deals damage to all enemies. Yeah, pretty decent. All right, we're going to go ahead and chuck this out and see what we can do. It's not going to do huge damage because we don't have those buffs on the enemy. So we'll go ahead and look at the animation. So he jumps, slashes the enemy. Yeah, so it's a very specific ability aimed towards very specific heroes, and this team we're versing doesn't have those specific heroes. But it's good to know that he has a clear from, okay? You're not going to be having to worry about 3 stacks of dodging. You're not going to have to worry about your damage being almost negated or having to smash your head through 10 stacks of damage negation. He's just going to go, nope, no deal. We're just going to clean the board and we're going to start over. So fairly powerful utility ability backed up by decent damage that can increase, and again can also apply Scorching Terror, which is huge because Scorching Terror is probably, in my opinion, one of the strongest buffs in debuffs in the game. It's insane. So yeah, that's a decent ability, not bad at all. Moving on to Thane'Arg's second special, we have Dragon Slayer, triggers the boss class mark. This skill cannot be dodged, and its debuffs cannot be blocked by Fortitude. Deals damage to one target. The chance to deal critical damage increases by 25% per each dead orc ally. On a critical hit, it casts a debuff on the target that prevents them from regenerating HP for 3 turns. Now, off the bat, there's one thing I do not like about this ability, and it's based off Orks dying. I don't believe the theme of the Orks is to die. In fact, their whole theme is that they try to survive as much as possible. When Arcane is the leader, they receive huge damage reduction below 30% HP. Lascari takes critical hit onto herself, so her allies survive. The whole team is built around them surviving for as long as possible and just trying to get rid of their enemy. So that's the one issue I have with this ability. I do not believe... I honestly think it should be worded oppositely. It should be that this ability's crit chance is increased by 25% or 20% per each living orc. And no matter his crit chance, it decreases by 20% per dead orc. It's just the theme of the orcs is not to die. They just try to survive as long as possible. So, yeah. Anyway, we'll move into the ability. So, yeah, okay, we'll go ahead. We can only attack lion go, so we're going to go look at the animation of the ability here. So, whew, there's something coming out of that axe. It's moving too quick. That's on the slowest speed as well, but it's moving too quick to really see, but that's a pretty cool animation. And there you go. Those are his usable abilities. We'll go into his passive and leadership now and see what this bloke is carrying behind him in his arsenal. Moving on to the passive we have chosen of the winds. Damage taken is reduced by 12.5% for each other living orc in the squad. Deals 10% more damage to the targets affected by Scorching Terror or Mockery. During the first 2 combat turns, Thane'Arg cannot be debuffed. So like I said, 12% reduction. The squad's built to try and survive, not die. That's what I was saying with his other ability, the increase of allies time. Obviously, it benefits him because orcs are going to die. You're going to die. In today's meta, it's very difficult to get successful 3-star wins constantly. So obviously, you're going to lose a character or two, but the team's theme is they just try to hang on for as long as possible. But that's the passive, his leadership ability, Chieftain's Will. At the start of the battle or a round, it casts Scorching Terror on all non-orc enemies, reducing their accuracy by 25%. Also, when an enemy like this misses, they take damage equal to 30% of their current HP. This damage ignores armor and magic resistance. Allied orcs gain a 25% HP bonus. Any initiative reduction of allied orcs is decreased by 100%. Allied orcs deal additional damage. So huge leadership ability. So we're obviously getting rid of Arcane as the leader, and with that is the huge damage reduction orcs receive when they drop below that threshold into critical HP. In substitute, we get orcs with 25% HP bonus. Their initiative cannot be touched, which is huge. That's massive. There is no other character in the game that I can think of that protects a full team's initiative constantly. There is nothing you can do to reduce their initiative. It's just the leadership ability. It's not for 1 turn. It's not for 2 turn. It just states any initiative reduction of allied orcs is decreased by 100%. Just cannot happen. And the Scorching Terror each turn is huge. It's almost... It gives you more room to move around now. You almost don't need Arcane on the squad because her big benefit is Scorching Terror. But Arcane as well does come with huge benefits. She has the ability to stun for 3 turns, I think it is. And she can remove buffs as well with her basic. So there is that. I think the Scorching Terror every round is quite powerful. I'm hoping that means more PvE base, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I hope that means that when you move on to the next wave of enemies, it casts it again, and not every time he gets a turn, he casts it. I just think that's a bit excessive. I don't think he needs that. The casting Scorching Terror at the beginning, understandable. Having it be cast every time he has a turn is a bit much. So I'm hoping, I haven't tested it, but I'm hoping it does mean that when you're versing waves of enemies, it applies to every wave. And yeah, you guys know what I mean. But anyway, that's the kit of Thane'Arg. We'll jump into a Renegade fight now and see what they are capable of. I haven't tested them properly, so, I mean, it could be a rough battle because I may not use the skills in the right order. It's still just dipping your toes in for now, but yeah, let's see how we go. Okay, so we're jumping into battle. Now, Lion Go is still going to go first, and the AI is most likely going to taunt because of that Scorching Terror. So, if Lion Go does go ahead and perform his AoE ability from the get-go, he's going to lose a lot of health because he's got Scorching Terror. He's going to miss and he's going to take damage. So, let's move this up to 2 times speed. Our only option is to attack the Lion Go, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and whip him as hard as we can. Get him kind of low. Alright, no initiative reduction. Okay, alright. So we're in an okay spot. We still have to take out Lion Go, though. That's a necessity. Wonderful. From here, all right, we'll get rid of the dots, give ourselves some healing. Now, Crowley has gone ahead and used his, yep, okay, so he cannot get rid of our buffs. I want to, now this is not what I would really want to cast my Scorching Terror here. What I am going to do is lock down Morrigan, though. I want to see. Okay, thank God. All right, so Thane'Arg's turn has come around and he has not reapplied Scorching Terror. I just wanted to double check that. So what does the mark do? If the boss next attack marked will be a critical hit. Okay, so we're getting that guaranteed critical hit. And the enemy cannot regenerate HP. So let's go ahead and do that. So that Morrigan is not going to restore HP. She's asleep, though. I don't think we really need to attack her. Let's just go ahead and try and get rid of Crowley. I think that's going to be the best option. We miss a lot. Okay. Alright, so we use our AoE, get some nice damage out there. I think I did mess this up. You see, we should have used Scorching Terror. That's what we should have done. When Arcane's turn come around, she's locked down now. We're going to start taking some damage from Morrigan, but we'll go ahead and take out. Beautiful. I think this battle would have been a lot. Well, they got Scorching Terror on them now. I'm not sure. I haven't used. Maybe he does apply it. Maybe a round's calculated differently. But there we go. He It's a successful win. Scorching Terror, there we go. And just, he dodged, of course. Let's just finish him off. Beautiful. Nice, okay. Not much more to say. I think you could take out Arcane and throw Mordrake in, because with the Scorching Terror buff already applied to the enemy, Mordrake can come through with his AoE and decrease their accuracy by 100% for 2 turns. I think it's 2 turns. That's a fairly strong combination. That's going to really, really set some teams back. So counters for this team, I think hopefully Beastman. No, not Beastman. I'm thinking Valar. But you need Wukong as the leader to remove debuffs. You got Dragonkin that can remove debuffs. Yeah, all right, let's not worry about the counter to this. Let's just focus on the fact they beat Renegades, a full Renegade team, which is no light feat. I think that's a good start. So, yeah, Thane'Arg, he's definitely going to add some punch to the Orks. And are they going to be crowned heavyweight champions again? Time will tell. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I will answer it to the best of my ability and wherever around the world. Until next time, please take care of yourself.